Right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Keeping It Real channel. I'm your host, James, joined by Calvin Starr, Jack Austin, and Reese Llewellyn, here to talk about Top Gun Maverick. I like the way Warlock says Maverick in this movie.
Warlock?
Yeah. You got Cyclone, played by John Hamm, and then you got Warlock, the other guy. I don't
Who's
know.
Warlock? How did you know their call signs? Do they
I've
ever
seen
say?
it. I've seen it twice.
Probably 5 times.
Which guy's Warlock?
When he first, the black guy, when he first
the one
goes
with
in,
John Hamm.
Oh,
when he first goes into the room, Tom Cruise is like, Warlock.
does he
There
know
you go.
magic?
Nobody knows Maverick. Directed by Joseph Kosinski, who you might know from, he did Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and then a smaller movie a few years back called Only the Brave, I think it was. It picks up around 30 years after the first Top Gun. Maverick is still a captain in the Navy and is called back to Top Gun to train a group of pilots to pull off an almost impossible mission. Guys, spoiler free, first of all, do a couple of minutes. What did we all think of Top Gun Maverick? Calvin?
Yeah, I loved it. I was so surprised. I mean, I did see, obviously it came out in some other places before it came out here, so I did see that it was getting like glowing reviews. And I was just like,
well, it premiered at Cannes.
Yeah, so I thought like it was either going to be doing something totally new, or it was just going to like perfect that like sort of old 3-act structure, which it went for that, and I was quite glad.
I think it did
I
both.
don't know, yeah, it just felt like I'm guessing like 20 years ago, like these sort of films you get like every couple of weeks, where like the blockbuster formula has changed so much now that it felt so refreshing to just watch something that could both be a sequel on its own and sort of honor the sort of past, and also deliver a sort of straightforward plot, but have everything in it be actually emotionally resonant whilst giving you payoff with like great action spectacles that are literally all practical. I think like the last time I actually remember feeling like that in a cinema was probably Mad Max Fury Road, where it felt like we were actually going back to what made blockbusters great, instead of just having these big CGI set pieces and little quippy one-liners here and there. Yeah,
I'm with you. It leans on nostalgia sometimes for just to back up some emotional beats, I think, but it's not like a Jurassic World or a Force Awakens where it's like, you remember this, remember that, remember this, cheer. It's not like that really, because I thought there were plenty of moments in this movie where they could have added in some of the classic lines, and they didn't. They held back because we're relying on the characters we have now. And I thought, yeah, you've really nailed it on the head. Like, it feels like an old Hollywood blockbuster, and it felt so refreshing to go into a movie and come out and then not be any loose threads leading to the next sequel. It just felt so contained, and this story was it got told over the 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I feel the pace is incredible as well. It doesn't feel like you're in there for that long. And I think what surprised me most is that, despite this being a movie about naval aviators and jet dogfighting, it feels like a sports movie, like the structure of it, because he's this coach coming in to teach this all-star team to take down this even better team. And that's the way it played out for me. And I loved it. It was so much fun. And obviously no one these days is doing the stuff that Tom Cruise is doing. He's really in a league of his own. He's probably most
people are sane.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think his insanity does help him in these scenarios, because, if you've seen that new Mission Impossible trailer, when he goes off the ramp at the end of the bike, that's all real. That he completely
I feel like
did that, and no sane person is going to do that.
I feel like the older he gets, the more insane he's. Because I'm gonna rewatch all the Mission Impossible films. I've rewatched 1 and 2 so far, and the sort of there's barely any stunts that he is actually doing completely on his own in those films that are like, I'm saying in like the sort of on the scale
compared to what he's doing now,
that he's doing now when he's literally 60 years old. And then what's he gonna be doing when he's 80?
I think
he's gonna be colonizing Mars.
He was in an interview last week, I think, and someone said like it's amazing to see where you've gone from the first Top Gun to now within these 36 years. What do you imagine you'll be doing in the next 36 years? And he was like, I'll still be here. I'm like, he's nearly 60. He's like, maybe not, mate. I don't think you'd be doing the same stuff, but he said it with such a straight face. He's convinced he's going to be doing this when he's in his
maybe I need to get on that Scientology stuff.
Get some eugenics in you.
Yeah.
Right. Jack, what did you think of Top Gun Maverick?
James, you know, in depth.
I think we've talked about this movie every single day since it came out.
Yeah, I've thought about it every single day.
Every minute of every day.
Every day I wake up and I literally just lie there for 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, fuck me.
What a picture.
That is, yeah, what a picture. That is arguably one of the best sequels to a bang average movie I've ever seen in my life.
I've got no connection to Top Gun. I've seen it once, maybe twice. I couldn't care less. When they were like, we're doing a Top Gun sequel.
Without getting into spoilers, I was saying to someone the other day that the first one just arguably has the best setup for the second one. Because the core of the second one.
In hindsight, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like a film that is loved but is not that great. Just has one little ingredient that you can base a whole better story off.
Yeah, I feel it's not one of those sequels where they've just gone, what have we got in the locker that we can pull out and, grind out another one. It feels like the story they're telling, it feels like the appropriate amount of time has passed. This story could only be told now. It feels very much like that. Reese, what did you think?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to ruin this. I just really was not fussed on the film at all.
You disappoint me so much.
I was bored.
Oh, I was going to say, don't say you were bored. That's not a criticism, man.
Like,
use different words.
I just think, I maybe it's because I don't like Tom Cruise. And I feel like everything he does is a vanity project to show how cool he is.
He is, though.
This is another one of them.
He is.
And I'm just...
It would be different if he wasn't cool, but he is.
I just couldn't care
like
less
Jared
about
Leto.
him. And I liked all the bits, in the planes. Those bits were really well done, and I enjoyed those bits. But everything in between, I was just like...
But everything surrounding it, Reese, is what makes those scenes so great and impactful.
I was like, oh my God, we get it. Like, I just...
Good!
It doesn't do anything new, doesn't do anything good, doesn't do anything...
I think that's why it's exciting,
special.
because it's not trying to... Other than sort of the filmmaking techniques that they use to get the footage inside the jets.
A number of other sequels to a number of other films that would be in the same storyline. And save myself the money I spent on this film.
I think that's why I loved it so much, though, and I don't want to speak for you guys, because it did feel like a movie we've seen before. It's sort of a classic arc for a character. It didn't feel like it was trying to break the mold or really blows away. It was just such a solid, well done, simple movie. I think that's why I loved it so much.
It just didn't try to do what most sequels try to do and just go bigger for the sake of bigger. I mean, it did go bigger, but it also...
An appropriate amount, I think.
Yeah, but it wasn't too far-fetched.
No.
And also, they actually had a decent story and the core emotion between, obviously, I would say the two main characters.
Yeah. That being said, should we get into spoilers?
Yes.
I didn't really know what the plot of this movie was going to be, other than he's going back to Top Gun to teach some new recruits. But then I was surprised by this whole emotional arc between Maverick and Miles Teller's character Rooster, who's the son of Goose, who died in the first film. I never saw that coming. I thought that was almost going to play a part, but it was really the whole.
I feel like
story.
When I anticipated this movie, I thought it was going to be just from the trailer that it was going to be Rooster just hating on Maverick because he's partially responsible for his dad dying. But I felt like they didn't they lent on it a little bit because obviously it is relevant. But in this film, he's Miles Teller's 37 years old. 36 years old.
Yeah, and he
must be older because he's older than that. That's just because he's actually alive in the first film, and he's like
he's like
he's like 4 or 5.
Are they playing it like it's been exactly 36 years though?
I don't know, but he's probably.
And obviously, this movie was meant to come out.
He's probably as old as Miles Teller is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think they didn't like it. It could have been so easy to like lean on that, but it was good to give like other, like another plot to why he's so like got his back up against the wall.
Well, yeah, it wasn't all about Maverick. Maverick's story was the guilt he feels, and then Rooster's story was how he's been held back because of his father dying, and then that actually gives them more of a dynamic relationship and room to grow and accept and forgive each other, and also doesn't just rely on forcing Tom Cruise to be the main character again, even though he is. Actually, like, I felt like it did a good job of having legacy characters whilst introducing new characters who actually serve a purpose and are their own characters instead of just serving to sort of support whatever Tom Cruise is doing.
Yeah, and that's why, like Reese said, it seemed like a Tom Cruise vanity project. But I think he doesn't. It's not just all on him. And
I thought it was at least vain. It was still obviously vain, but I felt like he did almost take a step back.
I just think I know,
and he accepted that he's short.
He did, finally. I noticed that when he walked into that hangar at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, he's done it. He's not got the lifts in.
I know obviously they wouldn't have done it because the point of the film, but I think if he didn't do the final mission, but I know that he kind of had to for the whole plot of the film, but maybe I liked it more, but I felt like I was expecting it the whole film, and I would just preferred it if he wasn't on that mission.
What do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Go and teach them like he was fucking supposed to do.
He was, and then he was the only person who could do it.
Yeah, but he's not very good.
And it's part because
if you can't teach these top grade pilots how to fly planes properly, he's not very good teacher.
Yeah, but then they all followed his example and did.
And Miles Teller is right because he probably did kill his dad because he's.
But it's his character arc that he wants to see them all come home, especially Rooster. So he's now responsible for trying to bring them home. Yeah. And how could he be responsible for that
if he's just watching
him go on his own? Yeah. It wouldn't make any sense for the character.
Teach.
No, Reese.
I will say Miles Teller. I would say Miles Teller was great in this film. He's great in like most of the
So ripped as well.
Just didn't he have to put on like didn't he have to put on like 40 pounds of muscle? Ripped. That's too much. That's
I don't think it was 40.
Just got Tom Cruise just shouting at him.
I fully believe he did all those push-ups. He did every single.
I mean that American football scene on the beach. Holy shit! I mean,
yeah, that was the only criticism.
Way to blow the volleyball scene out of the water.
How are your aviators staying on?
It doesn't matter. They all look fucking hot and cool.
They're like tackling each other, and it's like, yeah, the glasses are still on.
They stick them on before the game.
You got those things on the back. You know, they're like the ties.
Oh yeah, but they would look dumb.
Makes it significantly less cool.
Yeah.
Still cool.
We'll talk about Oh, sorry. Go on.
I just love how like corny this movie is as well. Yeah. Like, there's so many bits where like I feel like in other movies I'd be like they'd say something and I'd be like oh, but like the bit when he's in the plane, when Rooster's in the plane and he goes talk to me, Dad. I was gone.
I started crying.
Yeah, unreal. Whereas in any other film, I think if it hadn't have gripped me that much, I would have been like, God, you shut up.
The opening,
it felt earned.
The opening sequence of this film, and I definitely suffered from like recency bias when I was watching the film, especially in IMAX, when like he's in that stealth jet with the music and just the sort of that way, the big wide shots where in IMAX where he's sort of like the plane is just going through like this beautiful sky. I was sat there and I was like, is this the best thing I've ever seen?
Yes,
it probably isn't, but just recency bias is in there. I was like, this is amazing.
Fuck it, get excited. It's nice.
Because before this film came out, I was like, who the fuck wants Top Gun 2? And now and then after the film, I was like, give me Top Gun 3
right now. Give me Top Gun Rooster. I'm all in.
Yeah.
No, like when it ended, I turned to my friend. I was like, "Is this the best movie I've ever seen?" It was just so
it's
solid.
probably not, but
Even bits
I don't
that,
know. I
like-
think if Top Gun 1 went down as a classic, then this, I surely.
Oh yeah, I think it'll go down as one of the.
I think
sort
it
of
will go down.
great
You
sequels.
mentioned, yeah, you mentioned Mad Max, and I think within the the last 10 years, it does sort of join films of that rank. Right, it's just so tightly constructed and put together, and there's a real vision behind it. And I never expected this from Joseph Kosinski. I like Tron Legacy. I think Oblivion's fine, and then Only the Brave was actually quite good. But I never expected something like this. And obviously, Tom Cruise has probably got his hand on the wheel as well, so it's not all on the director. But I think a lot of praise has got to go to Kosinski for this. He's also got another movie with Miles Teller coming out next week on Netflix. Spiderhead, I think it's called.
Oh yeah,
One with Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Don't know if that'll be any good. It's on Netflix, so could go either way.
One thing about this movie as well, I thought a lot of it was predictable, but also surprising. Like the bit when the helicopter's about to like gun down Mav, and I was like, oh god! Like in my head, I was like, yeah, Roos is 100% going to fly back and absolutely blow him up. And then he does it, and then I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Even though I was sat there being like, that's definitely going to happen, I was still like, oh my god, I can't believe he actually did it.
I think it's one of those things where it's predictable because, like, that is the best thing that could have happened. That is the right thing.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the thing. It's the thing you want to happen. Which sometimes, like, it's like when people try and do like twists for twist's sake, when usually the thing you're expecting is the best possible thing for the story. And I hate it when people try and go against it to just try and pull the rug from under you.
Sometimes if it's predictable, that just means it's done right. They went the right way with the story. I saw this for the second time in 4DX, which was a fucking ride, I'll tell you. It really throws you about.
Did you get to 10 Gs?
Yeah, I couldn't walk when it ended.
Being sick everywhere.
Halfway through, though, the I don't know if it was our row of chairs or the one in front, but the mechanics inside it weren't quite right, and it was just going ka-ding, ka-ding, ka-ding. I was like, am I gonna blow up? I just want to watch Top Gun.
That would have made the experience even better.
Yeah, of course, the 4DX is inherently quite distracting, but I think if you're gonna see anything in that format, make it Top Gun. I've never seen a film in 4DX where I've been like, this really helped. This enhanced my experience. But when everything's hitting you when you're outside of the jet, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, I don't feel like when I saw Bohemian Rhapsody in 4DX, it enhanced my experience whatsoever.
Such a strange choice.
It wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't on purpose. It was an accident.
It was an accident that you went to that one, or was it an accident that it was in 4DX?
That I went to that one.
All right.
Yeah, it's like the effects of a different film.
The chair like beats you to the beat of the music, and I was like, but like 45 minutes in, I was like, I'm literally in agony.
Yeah.
Also, I remember when
I was in Men in Black. I thought it was the kid behind me kicking my chair. So
What happened to me?
Really fuming at this kid, and this kid must be looking at me going, "What is this guy's deal?"
Actually, I said to my friend, I was like, I'm going to scream at this family in a second. And then as I went to turn around, I really, it was in the chair beating me up. I was like, oh, thank God that Chris Hemsworth got smacked at the right time then, because I wouldn't have known. What are you going to say, Calvin?
Oh, I forgot. Immediately, as soon as I came.
Just thinking about, what do they call it when Rooster and Maverick are doing that, like they're going down and they're like,
like a cobra move or something.
Oh yeah, that bit. I was like, God, this is unreal.
Yeah, I loved all the flight scenes. They were great. Just not everything.
What about his relationship with Jennifer Connelly?
I was literally just about to say,
why are these old people so hot?
You know how
I've only seen that film. I've only seen that film once, the original Top Gun, but they kept throwing out Penny Benjamin as if like I knew who that was, even though she's mentioned twice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's not even in it. But I like their story as well, where it is this, they'll hook up now and again. They've had stuff in the past, but he always has to leave.
It's not home from home for you, James.
Yeah, I've been through this so many times. You have no idea. And now finally he's at a place in his life where he feels like, he's slowing down a bit because of the demands of the Navy. He's also nearing 60, but he looks 40. It's incredible. What is he on?
Scientology,
man. They're eating babies or something because it's doing its job.
I
really like their story. Go on.
You must just
Google Scientology
adrenaline or something.
I googled Scientology the other day, and I was just like, it's working for him. I'm not getting into it.
I mean, lads, it's probably just Botox. Let's be real. Don't want to shout.
No.
Yeah, he's probably got the best.
He probably pumps it in.
I watched
money, man.
Because I watched Mission Impossible 3 this morning, and I literally was looking at him, and I was like, God, he looks worse then than he does now.
I think when he hits like his mid-60s, it's all just gonna wear off. He's just gonna become like this, like
a candle.
I'd be so upset.
Stones. He's just gonna like he's melting.
No, he's gonna be like Stellan Skarsgård.
They always say men get better with age, don't they? So maybe he hasn't even hit his prime. Maybe
it's crazy to think that in our lifetime, Tom Cruise has just been a constant, and he's never really he's done some shit movies, but he's never really had like a lull. He has been very
I can't think of a single
consistently going
that I've enjoyed that he's in.
Tropic Thunder.
Have you watched the Mission Impossible movies, Reese?
Like one, I think I watched 2 of them years ago. Okay, Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder's fair. Yeah, Tropic Thunder's great.
That's great. But you want to use the key.
Have you seen Interview with the Vampire, Reese? I thought you would have liked.
No, I want to see that. No, I think I probably would enjoy that, but
I just don't know how you can look at those new Mission Impossible movies and like say these are the height of cinema.
Really young.
But I'm talking like the most recent ones.
I watched Mission Impossible 2 the other day.
Not good. Really not good. And
it's so early 2000s.
Yeah. I used to love how the thing with Mission Impossible was he gets in a different director for every sequel to sort of just change up the style and the vibe. But then he got to Rogue Nation with Christopher McQuarrie and he was like, we found it. This is it. We're just going to do this from now until the end.
The one thing I will say about Christopher McQuarrie is I struggle to find his like director voice. Like, if you watch like the early, like when I was watching Mission Impossible 1 and 2, like 2 feels like a John Woo film in parts, for better or worse, and number 1 feels 100% like a Brian De Palma film.
Yeah.
And with McQuarrie, I just feel he has that very like clean. Same with this film actually with Maverick. Do you find that there isn't a total...
There's not, yeah. It's very really like
that gray...
I can tell Joseph Kaczynski or Christopher McQuarrie directed.
Whereas the first one, you can tell it's like a Tony Scott film.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think they're still really good though, and I think they're doing it.
But they're not
so
exactly
well.
They're not like auteur filmmakers, are they?
For sure. But they are really good in their own right. We went on a bit of a tangent then talking about Tom Cruise. Does anyone have anything else to say on Top Gun Maverick?
It was fucking sick.
It is just a phenomenal piece of work. And obviously, like, it's made so much money already. Everyone's going to see it. Like, I've seen so many old people and kids going to watch it, and then people our age. It's really just hitting everyone.
Apart from Reese, I genuinely haven't heard a bad thing about it from anyone who's watched it.
Wild card, baby.
Yeah.
Just don't know what you're on about, mate.
Yeah. Father's Day is coming up. Take your dad. He'll love it.
I'm gonna raise a vote of no confidence in Reese. Get him off the pod.
It is one of those movies, though. I think when you watch like Die Hard when you're younger, and it's just such a solid, entertaining piece of action. And I think if Top Gun Maverick came out when I was a kid, I'd be obsessed with jets.
Oh yeah. Well, afterwards I googled flying lessons.
Would you go in the back of one of those jets?
Yeah, I would.
Fuck.
I'd be in a state.
Yeah, I can't go on a roller coaster without wanting to die. So imagine
I would go in one. I would go in one, but I would definitely spew.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way I think I'd
spew and then they'd invert and
it'd be annoying because I would want to enjoy it, but I wouldn't be.
No, it's
I'd be absolutely bricking it before I got in.
Yeah, I don't like going on normal planes. I wouldn't go on one of them.
Tell him to turn it down a bit as well. He's so loud.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, mate.
trying to plug my phone into those headphones. Just doing 6Gs, listening to Drake.
Just blasting Danger Zone.
Listening to a podcast.
Oh, we'll talk about the music as well. Obviously,
the
iconic theme comes back, and it comes back at all the right moments. And each time it came on, I felt more excited. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" It just wants you to, just want to scream.
The fact that Danger Zone is the first song, I literally, it's the second it started playing, I was like, here we go.
And I don't care about Top Gun. I want to reiterate this. I couldn't give a shit about Top Gun, but when Danger Zone started playing, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Let's go. And Lady Gaga. So the score was done by a few people. Lorne Balfe, who did the most recent Mission Impossible movies, Hans Zimmer, and Lady Gaga helped on the score as well. Sort of incorporated her new song into the theme, which was really nice. That sort of was Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise's theme, which was really good. And I thought the song at the end was amazing. And when they come down on that aircraft carrier at the end, and it's like the end of Rudy, and they're all lifting him up, and they're all going insane. I just started bawling. My lip was quivering. I was like, this is magical. And Reese, I don't know what you didn't see in this movie and why you weren't crying.
I really tried to enjoy it. I went
it's probably. I reckon it's the last person to see it. You two definitely hyped it. Where I try not to because I don't want to.
It was so hyped for me before I saw it.
I went in. I was like, the boys love it, so I reckon I'll enjoy it. I do like a good action film. And by the end of it, I was like, why did I come out today?
By the end, I just wanted them to replay it.
I already had the palaver before going into the screen, which put me in a bad mood.
Oh, there we go. That's it. That's what it was.
And I was like, I paid for this.
He's angry because he had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right. Your score's going to upset me, isn't it, Reese? So why don't you just go first? Out of 5.
I don't know, 2.
I'm so fucking angry.
Shut up.
It's not a 2.
Just for the planes.
It's not a 2. True. You know, remember when you gave Ghostbusters Afterlife a 5? Fuck you, Reese.
That's how you do a sequel.
No.
That is the opposite of this. Oh, right, Calvin, out of 5.
5.
Yes.
I am the absolute. This year for film for me has been unreal. The absolute 5-star strumpet. I've had three 5 stars. 3. It's not even halfway through. Just halfway through the year.
I'm on 2. Jack, go on.
5. I'm an absolute slut for this movie.
I love it so much.
We didn't even mention Hangman or
We
Bob.
didn't talk about Glenn Powell. He's so ripped. It's insane. Get him as Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four.
He was so good at being a fucking just a dickhead.
He's the asshole you just hate to love.
Yeah,
love to hate.
He was so
either one, both of them. And by the end, when he shows up,
this
is your savior speaking.
Oh yeah, I was like, here we go.
It's incredible.
I'm giving it.
Of course, he shows up. What else is gonna happen?
Yeah, this is your savior speaking. I've just killed a guy.
Now I'm laughing about it.
Yeah, I've just got my third kill.
I like as well. They never say, they never go, oh, it's Russia, it's North Korea. It's just sort of this
a nameless nation,
a vague state
that looks sort of Soviet.
Yeah, but they never outright say it, and I think that's
Canada.
We're going up the Great White North. This is a 5 out of 5 for me as well. I fucking love this movie. Every day I think about it, and I love it more. And I just want to go back. And I don't want new movies to come out because I just want to keep watching Top Gun.
I wish I could unsee it so I could watch it again for the first time.
I'll definitely say 4DX was a mixed experience because at times I was like, this is kind of fun. And then at other times I'm like, I just want to be able to watch Top Gun without being fucking thrown around. Anyways, all right. So 3 5s and Reese, are you sure you don't want to change that?
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
Right.
Just to pull the average right down.
Right. So can I instigate this vote of no confidence in Reese?
Yeah. That wasn't in honesty, Reese. So we're sticking with you 2.
No, I was.
He said that in
I
spite.
said
2.5.
two for the planes.
A
No,
two.
you said 2.5. You said 2.5.
No, I said 2.
I
You
think
said
he's a
2.5.
2.
Don't gaslight me,
piece of
Jack.
shit.
Right, guys, that is it for our review of Top Gun Maverick. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to give us a like, a rate, a follow, and a share on whatever streaming service you are listening to us on. Head to our Twitter at Keeping It Real UK. From there, you can find all our personal Twitters and streaming links, blah, blah, blah. And until next time, keep it real.